Hi guys, welcome. This is our daily reading for September 26th, 2016 for Monday. Remember, it's a general reading, so see what feels right for you. See which signs, symbols, bells, whistles, messages, energies resonate for you and bring you clarity to what you're wondering, concerned, confused, inquiring, dreaming, and praying about. We're all children of God. We're all psychic. We're not all going through the same things. So see what feels right for you. It could be one sign that brings you clarity. It could be the whole reading. It could make sense later. In the end, always use your logic and intuition together to make sound decisions based in love for the highest and greatest good of everyone involved in the situation and so on. So we're all uplifted in love. See how it feels for you. How you ride these energetic waves that come through here is always up to you. Is it your wave? Is it not your wave? Are you waiting for another wave, preparing for that wave, crashing into the wave, riding the wave, or ignoring the wave? It's always your choice in the end. Also, feel free to make this an interactive video with me if you want to pull some cards for yourself. I also want to mention that I got a few comments this week that some of you didn't realize that I put links below all of my videos for songs and videos and links to new artists and old artists and lyrics and music. And I find that personally, that's where my connection to the videos come from. I always think of music or hear music or think of something, and I didn't want to mention it and say I'd click it below and forget to do that. So after I upload all of my videos, also because my old phone possibly didn't record the whole video, so I double check all of my videos, and I got used to writing key phrases that I hear that stand out to me, that bring me to music. Sometimes it's not even the phrase. It's pretty amazing, actually. It's like clicking in a phrase or a lyric or thinking of a song or a video or something, and sometimes it's not that video, but it's the suggestion on the side, or it's where it leads me, and I'll click on it and it's, say, a video that I never saw before, and in my reading I mentioned a carousel, and then I click the video and there's a carousel in the video. I find it pretty amazing. Plus, I love to spread the love to artists, musicians, and artists out there and people that make videos. So sometimes I put the original artist, sometimes I put a cover, sometimes I put somebody really new or obscure. I have a wide taste in music and a pretty wide background in music, so it's pretty much in my soul. So if you click below and see people that you love, share the love, share their music, share their art, share their videos, get them on out there. And sometimes I find that just the connection to the reading I find in the music. So if you have time, know that I put some links below for pretty much all of my videos, at least for the readings. And I find it pretty interesting myself to see the connections. So I hope you enjoy what I put below and check it out. Give love to all those artists. And let's continue. I'm going to begin with the Art of Life Tarot for the day. So let's see what God, Source, Holy Spirit, our higher self, angels, and energies of love have for Monday, September 26th, 2016, for the highest and greatest good of everybody. Start with one card for clarity, focus, and understanding into the energies of the day and how to ride these energies best. One card. The Empress. That's beautiful. So it's about creation. What are we going to create today, guys? How are we connecting to nature today? How are we connecting to each other? How are we connecting to our projects, to our children, to our babies, to our ideas, to our inspirations, to your ambitions, to your passions, to what you love, to your joy, all of this. What are you nurturing? What are you taking care of? What are you having patience with, you know, as it grows, as it learns, as you grow, as you learn, as you experience? The Empress is a 3, you know, major arcana mama here. So, you know, it's a feminine energy, a birthing energy. Male or female, we all have the ability to create something. It starts with an idea. It starts with a spark. It starts with a spirit, soul, us. It starts with us. We're already all creators. We don't have to do anything. We just sort of have to be in the experience. That's what the Empress tells us to do, to be a part of the experience, part of the whole process. You know, thinking of something, having it grow up, letting it go, you know, changes, seasons, beauty, only passions, great passions can elevate the soul to great things. DENIS, DIDEROT, and it's Saint Catherine of Alexandria by Raffaello Sanzio, 1508, National Gallery, London, UK. She's beautiful. I love the colors. You know, she's either taking something off or putting something on. It's like a change in the season. She's adapting to what she needs. Maybe she feels hot. She's going to take it off. You know, maybe she's just right. Sometimes when I sleep at night, I have one leg outside the covers and one leg under the covers, and that makes everything just perfect somehow with body temperature. That was a weird thing to think of with the Empress. I feel like she's feeling something in her heart and dreaming something in her mind, in her soul. It's like she can see something. She can see a vision, what she wants it to be, what he wants it to be, what he wants to create. It's a general reading. So what do you want to create, guys? What do you want to start? What's beginning? What are you doing about it, for it, because of it? I'm going to go to the numerology cards, and let's get another card for more clarity on the Empress for September 26th, 2016. All right, let's get another card for further clarity and energy into the day. Effort. 13. That brings you to a 4. It brings you something solid. It also brings you the Empress once you make the effort on that creativity to do something, to be involved, to make it happen. That brings you to the Emperor, which is a 4, which is stability. And I know this is a 13 here, but I feel like the effort starts inside of us. We have to make an effort. The Empress is also feminine, so it's also allowing. So there is a doing part of the Empress, that feminine do energy, if that makes sense. I hope this makes sense. But there's also that the Empress allows things to be, to change, to happen. She works with those energies. Feminine energy is open. So be open with your creativity and move with it. Move with it, forward with it. Don't push against it. Just ride these waves. Maybe you're making an effort with someone else as well. I feel like the Empress works with everybody. Nature, every single king, every single queen in the kingdom. I feel like ultimately comes to the big mama of the tarot to ask questions and get advice and see what's going on. So she has direct connection to God and what that creative process entails. So I feel like she also has a direct connection to everybody else too. Like everybody feels like, or everybody goes to her and it feels like, that's my mama, that's my mama, that's my mama. Like it's equal for all of her children, all of God's children. So maybe you're making an effort to work with a lot of energies, maybe online, maybe at your job, maybe there's just people from different backgrounds around us today that have to work together. When it comes down to it, we're all on the same earth together. All of us, the whole earth. So we're all the same. You know, I just don't see borders. That sounds really weird. Like, I don't feel like we look at a map and it's like it's when we go to school and it's like this and you can see the border of, you know, Alabama. It's, why can't I think of what Alabama, why did I think of Alabama? I'm not sure why I thought of Alabama, and now I'm feeling pressure because I can't think of the map right now. And I feel like I should start to name states, but maybe it's just Alabama. I'm going to continue before I get off track. So it's not like when you look at a map and you see that state. I mean, sometimes I'm going to the United States here, but sometimes a state is separated by a river, like New Jersey and New York have the Hudson. So, you know, that's a clear separation, but there's no difference from the people over on Jersey, you know, from the people right across in New York. You can kind of wave to each other. Hey, what's going on over there? So, you know, it's all the same. You know, we put the borders up. All the people are all the same, all over the place. I mean, there's a lot of different places, but I feel like we need to work together somehow. So maybe it's a bigger effort if we work all together and all see that we all just want to make things better. And we all have different opinions. We all have different viewpoints on our situation. We all were born somewhere different, you know, different neighborhoods, different backgrounds, different religions, different countries. You know, that makes your whole perception, your whole way of seeing things totally different from someone else. And that's what's beautiful about being on Earth. That's what's beautiful about being here. And now we're at a time where we can connect to so many people. You know, it wasn't really that long ago, guys, that, you know, we couldn't go, we couldn't even, if we were having a conversation in a restaurant, you know, on who was that actor in that movie, in that show that we saw in that time that looks like that person, we had to go around and ask everybody there and see if they knew what we were talking about to figure it out. We didn't have, we wasn't in the encyclopedia, you know, unless someone had the reference books that they sold in Blockbuster Video. You know, we can go on our phone and we can now connect to somebody in another country in an instant. They can see what our kitchen looks like in an instant and see how different we live and how beautiful that is that we all have something different and how we can all connect right now. We can share our stories. We can show how our differences are beautiful and how we're all made of love, you know. So that was a weird tangent on the effort card. I'm not exactly sure what I said at all. This coming from a girl who has not had a TV in at least like 8 years. So, yeah, I'm not sure what I said. All right. Let's go to I have the Hermetic Tarot. And this is just a nice black and white. Ooh, well, that was weird. But that's I'm going to show you that because that's the son of the morning. That's the Emperor. And I was sort of talking about that after the Empress here. You know, this brings the balance between the harmony and the stability, the masculine and the feminine. I also see Aries. I see a bee, an eagle, a sunflower, molecular structures, or like, yeah, like somebody that would have like a tattoo of a molecular structure of something on them. That's what I just thought of. So, I see a lot of Aries energy here, a lot of Ram energy, Mars energy, even though it's black and white. It looks like Mars to me, like red and fire and creation. Creation is like maybe a little bit like this, but more red. The Emperor's number 4, and it's stability. It's taking control, taking charge. That's Big Papa of the tarot deck. That's the ultimate father, you know, the one that brings the structure, that brings stability, that brings security, that gets you on board, that gets you to do something, to make it happen, to be the I am. That's that one. I didn't really mean for that to jump, so I'm going to put it back and continue to shuffle. So let's get another card for September 26, 2016. The highest, greatest good of all. One card for more clarity on. I'm going to say to consider the Emperor in there, even though we put him back, but more clarity on the Empress. Maybe we're moving towards the Emperor, but it starts with the feminine energy, that understanding, that connection to spirit, to actually create. Feminine power and feminine strength is totally different energy than masculine strength and power. I feel like it doesn't need to be forceful. Its power is the creative force. I hope that made sense. I'm not exactly sure what I said right there. All right, let's pull another card for the day. And then I'm going to go to probably, I don't know, I have a couple different decks. Let's start with one from this. 6 of Cups, memories, redos, retrying, sometimes thinking of children, childhood, fond memories of the past. 6 is, I feel like, no pressure, pleasure, love, innocence, beauty. I hear charm for some reason. I think of like children playing tag, you know, hanging out with each other, stopping for a lemonade, jumping into the lake, you know, like different ages all together, just having fun, knowing you're, you know, if someone falls and skins their knee, you know, your parents are right there in the next house or in the camper or whatever, and they'll put a Band-Aid on you and you're good, you know, and you go out and you're a kid again. So there's not the same kind of worries or pressure as having to get the bills paid and having to do the taxes and having to get all this and all this pressure we put on ourselves. It's almost the lack of that pressure, allowing ourselves to feel free like a child, to remember something that made you feel, really feel. These are memories that you experience again when you think about them. So are you thinking about somebody? Are you thinking about a situation you had? Maybe somebody's thinking about you. Sometimes this can bring somebody back into our world from our past. It could be an ex, an old friend, you know, somebody from your family you haven't seen or heard from, and you get a phone call, or you think of them and you get the ball rolling and you make a phone call, you make a reconnect somehow. That just, I feel like there's always healing involved with this because it's just free. It's free to feel. If this isn't, if it's you getting, there's always that chance to get lost with the 6 of Cups. Like, to dream about the past so much and to be so fond of it and want it to happen so much that you forget to have the experience now. So what it does is it reminds you to make another memory now. You have now to make another memory. So if there's a chance that you can reach out to somebody, maybe you need to do that, or maybe just think of what was meaningful to you and how far you've come. What you can do now to have another meaningful experience like that, but different. Just imagine yourself as a child that is always open to something new. Even if you were a little introverted as a child, or, you know, maybe, you know, didn't have that many crazy experiences, but it was that experience where you didn't know what was going to happen because you never did it before, but you were really excited about something happening. Whatever that is for you, it's that kind of experience. And it's allowing yourself to feel it again. Somewhere in your life. So I think for some of you, it's an old project. It's something that you used to do when you were a child, like an instrument, like playing the violin, playing the piano, playing the flute, making up dance routines, you know, doing funny voices with sketches and cartoons and stuff like that, and projects you thought of when you were a kid. Perhaps, you know, all of the stuff that's offered on our phone now was not available when we were a kid. I just thought of a time I wanted to do an animation video. Now, I want to mention this because I got a comment this week that I shouldn't speak about myself or my parrot on my channel because you guys don't want to hear that. And everybody's entitled to their own opinion, but I just want to say you're on my channel and I tend to speak about myself, so it's going to happen. So it's cool if I'm not your reader, but I teach by examples that I think of sometimes. Sometimes they're just scenarios that come up, but I feel like if it's something specific in my life, there's a connection there with somebody out there or a way to explain what I feel, see, hear, and that comes in that I can have it be, so I can be understood about where I'm coming from. So I think saying that I totally lost my train of thought, but, Vincenzo, oh, I got it. So it's having that experience that you had when you were a kid. So one time when I was a kid, I wanted to make, Vincenzo, you're going to hurt the card. How about we give you this one with effort? You want effort? Take effort. Vincenzo. All right, I'm just going to let him have that. You go to town with this. All right, so we had one of the old video cameras, you know, 1980 style. And I hit like record, stop. And I had a teddy bear that I would make move. And I put record, stop, I make it move. And I go record, stop, make it move. And then I had like a sketchbook and I would put a letter. And I remember writing something about orange juice. And I would put an O, like a little bit of the letter, and put it record, stop, and made this faux animation video. That was really hard. That took a lot of effort. We could do really amazing things on our phones right now. So maybe there's something you did silly as a kid, you know, back when all of these amazing things weren't around, that you can restart as an idea today and make the effort to, you know, take advantage of the awesome stuff we have today and get your idea back out there. I feel like for a lot of us, this is something we thought we actually, it's an actual idea, talent, skill, memory we actually have as a kid. That is still a good idea now, but now we're able to actually like make that idea happen pretty easily and get it out there pretty easily. So I hope that made sense. I'm gonna go to the romance angels. So just in case this is a reunion card or someone's coming on back in the world and it has to do with relationships and not a project or not starting something new, let's get some clarity from the romance angels for September 26th. How is that card, Vinny? How you doing with it? You're going to make this a weird card. That's going to be the weird card now. You know that, right? You just made that the weird card. I love you so much. All right, one card for the day. Let go of control issues. Now it's funny because the Emperor is in control, but the Empress is the one that understands when to let go. So does the Emperor too, but he's just a totally different energy. This is more of the Empress energy, allowing things to be. Finding power in taking your power back of what you can control, which is you. You can't control someone else. You can't control how someone else feels, thinks, what they think of you, what they said to you, what they project out to you, what they think you should do, whatever. You know, you can only control yourself. You know who you are. You know what you can give. You know, what you have to offer. And, you know, just take control back to what you can do. and start the effort there with allowing yourself to be in control of yourself. So allow the situation to unfold naturally. So you don't need to push. There's no pushing. It's just allowing things to sort of flow. So maybe there's pushing around you, or you feel like you're pushing a little too hard on something happening. Maybe it's just holding back a little so that it can be nurtured a little bit more, you know, that you understand how something is growing. I feel like you need to be involved with the effort of growth. You can't force something to grow when it's not supposed to, when it's not its time, when it's premature. So, and I had this way. So I was looking at this tree. It makes me think of the tree of life, like rings on a tree. Every year you have a new ring of growth, or, you know, season. And oh my Vincenzo, you are putting a hole right in this card. Look at that. Oh. So maybe some of you want something to happen so much that you're forcing it, or you're pushing it, or you just want it. You know, it's okay. You know, maybe it's this, maybe it's something else. Maybe you just need to allow it to unfold. So if this is something that comes back in your world, don't push a situation. Don't make something happen. Just see. Like, you know, like a kid. Like you didn't go usually as a kid and be like, okay, we're going to... Maybe you did. Maybe you were a very organized kid. You're like, at 5:30, we're going to the tree. We're building the tree house. And at 5:55, we're going to go get that wood and the nails from Dad's garage. And then we're going to bring the hand. But, you know, usually you just kind of figure it out as you go when you're a kid. So just whatever situation feels like there's pushy energy towards you, from you, around you, just let it go. You know? Let the situation breathe, come back to you, take control of what you can do, what you can create, what you can start, what you can do, what you can make an effort in, what you can actually change, what you can actually do. Start there. If we all start with what we can actually do, a lot can get done. If we stop worrying about what other people should do, you know, if we all just start with ourselves, speak for ourselves, you know, I think that maybe we could connect a lot easier to each other if we all knew where we were coming from, and all know that's what makes us unique and special. You know, we're all coming from different places. So let's go to the Angel Tarot, and I'm going to pull one more card from the day because I didn't realize that we're at 27 minutes here. So if you're sticking around at the end of this video, thank you. Even if you just were here for a moment, sticking around, coming back, I love all of you guys. Thank you so much for all of the support and all of the love, and for just coming and hanging out in my kitchen and such with me, joining me on my journey. All right, let's get one more card for the day. Vincenzo, we need to pull one more card because Vincenzo's getting itchy now. One more. The Knight of Ariel. This was the most popular card last week, by the way. Trustworthy, understanding, devoted, funny. Somebody you like to work with. Somebody you have a good time with, even if you're working. This could be you. You know, it could be a message just saying, you know, get into what you do. You know, make it fun. You know, get your hands a little bit dirty. Enjoy the ride. The Knight of Ariel always gets his mission. He always gets his goal. She always gets his goal. It just doesn't usually come right away. It's through effort, through planning, through timing, through praying. He gets off his horse. He prays. She gets off her horse. She makes a picnic, eats at that picnic, stops by a friend's house, has some tea, you know, goes back out, sleeps, plants some more plants, waits until the sun comes, waits for the rain, you know, doesn't worry about the plant not growing. If it didn't rain that day, you go and get the hose and you water your plants, you know, and if the sun didn't come out and it's not meant for blossoming that day, you're going to go and do something else, and you're going to rest that day and work accordingly so that everything moves and flows and reconnects and builds on solid ground. So whatever you're building is being built right from the beginning, from the get-go. There is so much to accomplish. Don't be scared. You just start with step one. You just start with step one. What did I say there? Make a very detailed plan, being watched over by somebody kind. So I just went back to that kid that plans everything. So maybe you're very organized. I don't know why I keep thinking of a very organized kid. Maybe it's learning how to just let go of things. If you're usually in control of something all the time, maybe for some of us, it's learning how to let go. Just go with the flow. And maybe for others, it's getting a little bit more organized. I feel like for some of us, it's probably finding somebody that's that other balance somehow. So see where help comes in your world today, where somebody around you perhaps has skills, or they know something that you don't. They know about finances and you don't. You know about music and they don't. Perhaps there's some way to connect. You know, we can all just help each other a little bit. I feel like for a lot of us, this is a nice balance in a relationship, an actual other person that has an energy that can help us. Or it's an energy that brings our own balance back, you know, back to us first, so that we can be balanced to work with others. So I feel like for some of us, it's getting off of our horse, perhaps off the high horse a little bit, and getting on the ground and, you know, taking some time, seeing what we have to do, looking at all that has to, look at all how big that field is. And just, I feel like there's help. And I feel you're planting really good seeds. She's just putting like golden coins into the earth. And they're like, I don't know, are they like coin trees? They're like, no, they're like little coin patches, like the Cabbage Patch Kids, but they're golden coins that pop out. So whatever is being planted is going to come back in abundance, but it takes a little bit of effort in the beginning, and you need to be along for the ride, you know, to see your plants grow, to see your ideas grow, to see your creations grow and become beautiful trees or Cabbage Patch bushes of abundance. That's a very strange way to end this reading for the day. I hope this was helpful for you guys. I love you all, and I'll see you soon.